One night, I called the public radio station to share what had happened to me. It was one of those programs where anyone could call in to vent. Every day, you'd hear people sharing their problems, but in August of 2015, I decided to call because my story was different. I really wanted someone to hear it so it wouldn't be forgotten. When I called, they only asked for my name. I have a farm in Volyn, outside the city of Kovel, very close to the border between Poland and Belarus. My farm is in a very remote area, so remote that if you have enough supplies, you can live there without seeing anyone for a long time. Very rarely would you see a car passing by in the distance. I could see it from the window of my upstairs bedroom. One early morning, just as the sun was beginning to rise, my dog, Max, suddenly went crazy. He barked as if he were fighting something. This was a very quiet place, so quiet that the only noise you'd hear was the wind knocking over the trash can. So hearing my dog barking furiously as if he were fighting someone was a shock. I rushed downstairs, didn't even have time to put on a shirt. I grabbed a shovel to defend myself and my dog. And when I opened the door, I saw something that no one who loves their pet should ever see. Even now, I'm filled with anger, fury, and helplessness as I remember the scene. Whatever had attacked Max had run into the fields, moving very quickly. I didn't see it directly, but I could see the grass moving violently. My dog Max was bleeding heavily on the ground. I was filled with rage, and without thinking, I plunged into the fields with my shovel, following the movement left by whatever it was, seeking revenge for what they had done to my dog, whether it was an animal or a person. After a long chase, I found something that simply left me speechless. Now that I think about it more clearly, I can describe it better. It was a hole in the ground, but it had something very strange, something I had never seen in my life. Its walls were made of flesh. The host kept pressing me for proof, so I sent these photos by email. It was a hole, but it was also like looking inside a throat. Its walls were made of flesh, they were moist. It emitted a terrible smell, and I swear I saw them move. I would bet, without fear of being wrong, that this hole was alive. I was almost frozen in shock, but then I remembered my dog was injured. I rushed back and took him to a vet. Max lost one of his eyes, but thank God he was alive. I'm almost certain that the thing, or whatever it was that hurt Max, came out of that hole. That night, I left Max at the vet and returned to my farm. However, I couldn't sleep at all. Not because of the strange discovery, but because of what they did to my best friend. At first light the next morning, I prepared myself better and went back to where the hole was. The photo I sent comes from that expedition. The radio host asked me if I was playing a prank on him, but no. I had never spoken so seriously in my life. I was telling the truth. With the constant fear that the thing might come out again and harm me or my dog, I decided to cover the hole, but not before filling it with caustic soda, hoping that if anything alive was inside, it would die. Including, of course, the hole itself. I knew it was very dangerous. Somehow, that thing was alive, and whatever came out of it hurt my dog. If you're interested in hearing more about the story, write to me in the comments. There is a truth as real as it is unavoidable. We live in a strange world, and we know less about it than we think.